Hi, I'm Lynn, and in my backyard, I'm building an aquapond that's integrating a fish pond that is filtered by a bog with the aquaponics system that is filtered by vegetables. The next step is a little bit of maintenance. I have to clean the Hydroton. That's the media that will go into the aquaponics portion. First, I'm going to take a bucket and drill some holes in it. That way I can use that bucket in order to clean the Hydroton. The Hydroton are a bunch of different sizes from really large to little, so I had to figure out, which drill bit fits so that the Hydroton don't fall out of the holes. I drilled holes in the bucket, just all around, no rhyme or reason to it. I just spaced it out. And from top to bottom. After washing out the tub that's on the left, I noticed that water was pooling on the left side of that horse trough. So I used some tiles in order to prop underneath the tub to make sure that the water flowed out the right side. I have a little bit of hesitation on actually cleaning the Hydroton and actually cleaning out the 50-gallon horse troughs, because part of the reason why worms do so great in the aquaponics portion is because they're feeding off of, dead matter, the leaves and roots that are in the Hydroton. And there's a balance of bacteria, worms, bugs, all kinds of stuff. And if I clean it out, I may lose that. I won't lose it for long because it will build back up. But, I'm debating how much of that should I let build up, or how much of it should just stay in the aquaponics portion. I could just imagine me turning on the water when it's finally all hooked up, and then all of this muck coming out from the 4 years that I had it running on the patio, and then the 6 years that it's been just sitting and not running. I don't really know that I want that going through the fish. Right now, the fish that I'm going to buy, they're in really clean, pristine water. Well, I don't know about pristine, but they're in clean water. And so I don't want to just slam them with all of this mucky bacteria that might be there beforehand. Let them build their own civilization. I found a wonderful surprise. Can you tell? I'm so excited, like a kid in a candy shop. I found worms. I was so excited about the worms. I stopped, cleaned out an old composting box that I had so that I could save red wigglers that I was finding. I don't want to clean all of the 50-gallon horse troughs and then give them nothing to eat because I've cleaned all the Hydroton. So I pulled out this old system that I had, and basically it's about 3 or 4 buckets that I got from, I think, Container Store, and I used this as a composting bucket. I put the worms inside of this and kept cleaning. Here is some sort of wild, I don't know what it is, but it's a bulb. Next to my house, there were a bunch of these growing, and so I dug a couple of them up and stuck them in the system. Mind you, again, for 6 years, I have not run the system. I haven't watered, but these bulbs are still alive. And look at the roots. My daughter helped me film a little bit, and she wanted to be on video. After going through all that trouble and getting my compost box together, I realized There are a lot of red wigglers in the system. I mean, it's been like 6 years since I've actually cycled water through it, and they're still alive. They're eating all the leftover root bits and leaves and whatever fell in there, and there are actually quite a number of worms in the system. So now I have red wigglers there, and I have red wigglers so I think I'm good. One reason why Hydroton is my favorite media is because, again, it's pliable, it's easy to move, it's easy to get vegetables in and vegetables out. Well, relatively speaking. Watching this video, you can see how it allows roots to grow and spread pretty easily. And even though they're a bunch of balls, it's not like the plant is just going to fall out by itself. I mean, look at this. I'm actually having to really work to get this root ball out. This is one of those bulbs plants. It's multiplied. It has new plants growing. It's holding on to some of the hydroton because remember the hydroton is porous and it works really well. I'm working with hydroponics. It looks like a clean system, right? The plants and the worms and the bugs and the bacteria clean the water for the fish. But most people don't like looking at what goes on behind the scenes, and this is some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. There are, I don't know, I think ant aphids or something had a little home, and lots of worms crawling around, doodlebugs, other things, I don't know what they were. But here is just some images of what goes on behind the system. And it is totally natural, and it is needed for the system to work well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit like, subscribe, and the bell to get notifications and see the progress as I continue to build out the Aquapond.